It's everyone's heaviness. It is the grief of what was. It is the fear of what isn't. It is the ripping apart of what needs to be let go of. And as glorious as it can be when we get through it, when you get through it, and as necessary as it is still very heavy, very heavy. It is definitely the time for those in human bodysuits to find a way to be out of the crush of the physical. The ideas here, the ideas there, the ideas coming at you from every direction, the interpretation coming at you from every direction. There was a time and is a time when that's helpful because it gives you a spark and an idea, but now it is so massive that we suggest that you realize that you are not alone. As a soul coming into a physical body at birth, you had your own causal team, Sharon calls them, those allies that helped you put together the plan, the ideas, the possibilities. And they came in with you. And in that bodysuit, if you were fortunate, you were in a family that kept reminding you. When you said there's monsters under the bed, they said, let's go see. I have unseen playmates. Great. Who are they? They helped you make connections to intelligences and beings and friends beyond the physical, and let you know that you were never alone. You were always in their care. You just had to look a different way. Behind you, there they were. This is the same time you are going through a birth. And we're here to tell you that there are teams around you. And they're best accessed in the quiet of your own closets. The quiet of your own nighttime. And learning to listen to them, to ask them, to hear what they say, to give you a sense of stability, as instead of trying to sort through too much massive confusion, imbalance, interpretation. We see judgments, we see gossip, we see blame, we see all of that out there. And some coming from those who think they are so righteous and they have all the answers, but they're confused too. So we encourage that, but we just acknowledge there are times when it gets really heavy, and that's fine. Get into your quiet, peaceful place of aloneship and call us in. The law of this planet says you have to ask. If you don't ask, if you just suffer, if you just feel bad, if you repeat the same, we can't come in with the expansion. So let us be there for you. So we're going to go questions here. And the first question says this: if the Earth is the Earth mission a field of intelligence? So Earth mission is a plan. It was created by multiple intelligences. And it was done in that seventh world. We had extended and devolved, and we were going off the edge as a group of 7 different divine families. We had Each started our own agenda, our own path, all of good, got trapped in various ways by that outsider commitment to domination. And that sucking dry that parasitics do, we were going off. So better together, we maybe could create a different plan, another plan. So Earth Mission, first of all, is a plan. It had as its purpose a way to stop us from dying, from going off the edge, because our energy was being sucked dry. And we had many, many of those intelligences, magnificent, we'll say, star souls like you, who participated in the discussion secretly to finally put together the totality of what is referred to as Earth Mission. Whenever there is thoughts, ideas, designs, it creates a field of energy, right? You do it alone or you do it in groups. If you were to be able to stay totally neutral, not making up stories, not reacting to stories, not acting in any way, sitting in quiet, you probably wouldn't create form in your life. Because form comes from your ability to have an idea, hold that idea until it forms. So the Earth Mission is a field of intelligence created by a multitude of intelligence made up of the seven different divine families. Those who came in to this phase of that mission are all volunteers. There were different segments trying to stop, hold back, step back into power. But this particular phase that you're in are all volunteers. If any star member, star family soul is in a physical body, they volunteered for that. They volunteered for the mission. Now, the mission has devolved too. Not because the mission in its original form had problems. The mission in its original form had to include the energy of the outsiders. And so there was always that energy of ownership, outsider domination, takeover. And when that was activated against those in female bodies, then the mission plan was corrupted, crippled, and you've been living under more of that domination energy longer, under domination energy survive, certainly longer than you have been living under the original idea of the plan. So here we are, in this phase of the mission. Oh my gosh, who would volunteer? Who would volunteer to say, I am going to go down there and I'm going to be willing to show the other volunteers the degree of outsider parasitic energy. I will let them show through me. Somebody volunteered for that. So when you see those who are stuck in violence and emotional abuse and war and in takeovers and invasions and in greed and all of those things that are clearly outsider agenda aspects, there's a soul from one of our families within that body that has allowed it, not knowing, not remembering, but has allowed that to be so that it could be seen by those less entrapped, those who had said, okay, then I will be the one that says, I see you, remove. I see you, remove. I see you, remove. And we've forgotten that too. So very often, here we have the one showing the outsider abusive, dominating, and the victim. And in popular genres, it would not be accepted if I said they both are volunteers. They both volunteered for that. But this planet is not, I'm going to force you unless you're of the dominator agenda people. Then they force. So here you have the one who is acting out, the one who is reciprocating of the acting out. And in that play, in that interaction, there's damage done to both. You cannot take on the mantle of an emotional abuser without losing some of your circuitry, your brain connection that automatically pulls you easily back to good. So sometimes those who have lived in that model for even a little bit of time have damaged. And when they finish that mission, the problem is we haven't had enough. Saying, I see you, remove, I see you, remove. For the mission to really be, we don't need outsider pictures anymore. So there's a lot of compassion we need. Strength, yes. Tolerate, no. We don't tolerate the behavior. We name it, we claim it, we cocoon it, we move it, we put that soul who is inside into pink, as Yoracinda would say, or in love, absolutely. You say, okay, that mission, that assignment's completed. I complete it for you. No, there's so much about what we're doing here that is unknown that you might want to think through a little bit. What does that mean to you? Thinking it through. We are sometimes directly experiencing, and sometimes we are vicariously experiencing. And if you're clear and vicariously experiencing, it's not for you to say, well, if he'd only get his shit together. Well, just watch this video, listen to this YouTube. It's not that simple. Those who are showing us, the outsiders are still amongst us, need to be handled in a different way. Named, stopped, moved, cocooned, yes, all of that. And compassionately, continually turn back to their good, back to their good, back to their good, for their healing to occur. I release you of the contract, for example. We can begin to do that now. We haven't had the authority voice in the way that we have it now. We've had 22 years of authority voice here and at the beginning. So that field of intelligence created a magnificent plan, and it is the key to revolutionizing. It is the key to changing, stopping the downward, the destruction, etc. The other question was, is Gaia is saying that planet Earth is a collective with their golden dragons, or is it a collective with others, such as planets in their own solar system? That which is created is always created from thought of light or of dark. The law is can be used either way. So Gaia just wants to pop in here. I just want to be able to say that I, as a mother, look on as Mother Earth or Gaia, am not a single individual. I'm not an individual entity. That's not who I am. Often, it's easy to picture me in that way, but I am not. I am a collective of intelligences who came together way before your family knew of us. We came together long, long, long ago to create this space and participate in this space, this sphere. We haven't talked about that and won't today, but we are a collective. We are a we as a one. We have that outcome, one commitment, but we are we in it. And so if you think of us in that way, like I said before, what is holding us back from our magnificence is the fact that your presence, which we absolutely committed to holding you and your storage for energy, but your presence changed our field. And as you begin to be crippled in your ability to participate, to show your strength, etc., that got projected on everything around you and on me. You see? So that's why I said there's probably 80% of our possibility as Earth energy, Gaia energy, space holder, mover and shaker, that your presence unknowingly has made impossible for us to shine. So as you see that and know that and imagine us, give us through your imagination, through your declaration, permission to shine fully, safely, cocoon us as we hold you, then we can begin to participate with that great amount of genius that's just here in my field. Has nothing to do with those other teams in other places, other parts of your galactic family. So again, how do we do that? Another question was, how do we be the quality of our divine star family's agenda in this life? I'm just waiting because that's not mine to answer. And the one who has, it's like star energy, hands up, me, 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 me. And I don't know her name. So just a moment and I'm going to speak for all of those star families. We have been crippled and were crippled so long ago, before we even knew that such a form as Earth existed. Each of your star families were crippled and almost totally destroyed. we shut ourselves down. We searched for answers. We fought. And so while we were in that state, you couldn't be us. You couldn't be the agenda because we weren't the agenda anymore. So the family of joy experienced joy in those higher frequencies, the songs, the dances, the movement, the colors. But for a very short time compared to what we've been going through since. And so that family of joy, like all the other families, were locked into very awful states, very awful states. And yet we kept persevering, hoping, holding, extending, looking, calling, holding each other, and never gave up. For to give up, that's off the cliff. And so we also have benefited from the return of the female authority voice. We were the first to benefit. We were the first to benefit. And so we have had the opportunity to participate in the coming together, the unification, the clearing, the holding space, the reconnection to home and our agenda in ways that we now have a place, a home where we can hold reunion, where we can say, come home and let us invigorate you. You are the aspects of our families who made it possible for our families' agendas to be restored in the galactic worlds, our unification to be restored in our galactic worlds. And so we're excited to be here for you. You are our ambassadors. We are your ground zero. It's building an entirely new channel, relationship, programs that's possible, that wasn't possible 10 years ago. So like Sananda said at the beginning, this is really the time to remember to those energy truths, life force, that is who you are. Looking for truth out here, looking for ways out here, you'll never find it. It's not out there. It never has been out there. What you find out there is everything that will keep you believing the lie and swirling. So it really is the time to say, like, see, what is it that I, in this part of my life, what do I want to be connected to? I want to be connected. I'm connected to my divine family and their agenda of, what is it? Bringing that in. Who is going to be there to feed you? Sananda's there for Sharon as the facilitator for what she's doing. You know, if you need to be able to go home and be in that reunion place so that your family members can say, oh my gosh, it's so good to have you. Let me hold you. It begins with your concept. What is it you hold as an idea? It begins with you. So you have divine family who is strong, who's clear like never before. And we are core of who you are. And we can help you as you talk to us. We can feed you as you connect to us. Start with you. Having an idea, holding the idea. You don't have to believe it. The law works, but you don't even have to believe that. You just try it on. And when you declare that I am a direct descendant of a family whose agenda is all aspects of good, of joy, of curiosity, of peace, whatever that is for you, I am a direct descendant. I reclaim my family. I reclaim the inheritance that is mine, the overwhelming abundance that allows that experience through me to my family. Back and forth. You need them, they need you. The experience, direct, vicarious. I'm just going to call myself Star. I know there's another star on the tag healing team, but that's just how I feel. Sparkly, alive. Please, please know how much we are excited to be with you. I hope we don't now overwhelm you. Mother wants you, Tesla wants you, Michael wants you, Gabriel wants you, we want you. Don't be overwhelmed. We'll play together nicely. We won't fight. And we will be with you. So many blessings this week. If you have questions, ship them off. I think there's a way. Sharon will know that in the chat. You don't have her email address. And we'll do questions in a couple more weeks. So until we meet again, oh, please connect with your family. They want you home. They want you home. Love you.